News, my lovely, wonderful people. See what Tinubu told the US, or what he did that has allowed for them to say they will not release his information. Remember that FBI, CIA have already told the world, Nigerians, that they will release Tinubu's document. They have about 2,500-page documents regarding Tinubu. And starting from the ending of October, they will release this document. However, this document have not been released. And the reason is not far-fetched. Yes, it's not far-fetched. As we speak, the reason what Tinubu really did is now so evident for all to see, as we all can see that there is lots more going on than we can imagine. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, like us, share, subscribe. Let's get all the details. See what your brother Tinubu has done. Tinubu tells US court Freedom of Information Act is to expose government activities, not individual record. Don't release my personal private document. If you release this document, I can sue you. So Tinubu, this is what he did. Yes, the United States government will give its position, regarding the motion filed by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to intervene in an emergency motion filed on Friday at the U.S. District Court from the District of Columbia, seeking a release of records related to his residence in the country. At an IT consultant, Aaron Greenspan, on July the 21st, 2022, filed a Freedom of Information request asking the country's agencies to release Tinubu's record. Greenspan filed an emergency motion on Friday, October the 20th, seeking an immediate release of the record. Tinubu argued that the Freedom of Information Act purposed to provide access to government activities, not as means to obtain records of individuals compared by the government. The defense in the suit are the executive officer for the U.S. Attorney General, the Central Intelligence Agency, CIA, U.S. Department for State, Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, U.S. Department of Treasury, Internal Revenue Service, and U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration. Tinubu subsequently filed a motion to intervene in or be an intervener in this case. He had filed an application before the court to stop the country agency from releasing records related to his residence in the country. The motion to intervene in this case between Aaron Greenspan, the plaintiff, and the Executive Office for FB of the U.S. Attorney, Defense with Civil Action, the number is there, reads that Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu moves in pursuit for the Federal Rule of Civil Proceedings 24 to intervene in his action before plaintiff seeking production of Tinubu's confidential tax records, which the Internal Revenue Service is prohibited from disclosing by federal law. The document from Federal Law Enforcement Agency that falls within the Privacy Act is expected of the FOLA and should not be disclosed to individuals. Mr. Tinubu should be allowed to intervene because he had a direct interest in the record sought. His interests are not fully represented and protected by the defendant, and his interests will be adversely affected if permitted to be released to all to see. The plaintiff Greenspan has indicated that there will be opposition to his motion. Mr. Tinubu's counsel reached out to the government on October the 24th seeking the government position. The government asked for additional information and responded that it will give its position by the evening of October the 23rd. Because plaintiff filed an emergency motion on October the 20th, Mr. Tinubu filed his motion prior to receiving the government position that cases on him, the FBI cases on him, CIA, will be released for all to see, with his reasons, which his lawyer has said, has made the FBI say they will not release his message for all. The argument reads in part: Federal Rule of Civil Proceedings 24A provide for intervention as a right on timely application by anyone who claims an interest relating to the properties or transition that is the subject of action, and is so situated that the disposition of the action may be as a practical method impeding the movement ability to protect its interest, unless the existing party adequately represents that interest. Internally must meet four requirements to intervene as of right. One, the motion for intervention must be timely. Interiors must have an interest in the subject of action. Three, their interest must be impeded as a practical method, absent intervention. And four, there would be interest must not be adequately represented by any other party. So this is what has gone on. Tinubu has has given reasons why his document should not be released. This is how far he has gone to ensure that the documents are not released, so that he will be the one in charge and every other person will be a subordinate. So these are some of the things that have happened so far, and every single individual is watching and wants the truth to be manifested, so at the end of the day we all can take adequate position and understand the man we'll call Nigerian's president, who told the nations that he has told them that releasing his document, this Chicago State University document, will mean that it will be very, very devastating to him, and so he does not want anything that pertains to him to be revealed for all to see. That's Tinubu for you. That's the president of Nigeria, who seemed to have very shady areas around him, and it's quite alarming that you are president of a nation, but yet you don't want anything about you to be revealed. You don't want anyone to know anything about you. And so if we want this nation to be in the right position and in the right place, every single individual will have to act accordingly. And we must do all that is needed to change this nation. God bless. Bye for now.